I have 6 o'clock, but I'm going to wait just a moment because I see more participants joining us for our awards ceremony. All right, welcome everyone. This is our first and perhaps only virtual awards ceremony. I especially want to welcome our students who are being honored tonight, their family members and friends. I'm sorry that we aren't treating you to dinner as we usually do and getting to meet you and your families in person. We have purchased boxes of goodies from local vendors for our students, and I hope you're enjoying them tonight. I'd briefly like to introduce some of the people who have helped our students achieve so much. First, our professional and research faculty, staff, and GTAs, who keep everything humming, from our courses to this program tonight. I won't introduce every person by name, but I do especially want to recognize Michelle Crotto, Laurie Andrews, Warren Lucero, and Annie Lawrence, who pulled this all off. And several of my colleagues will also assist in conferring our awards this evening. These are our tenured and tenure track faculty in the department, who are also heavily involved in teaching our courses and interacting with our undergraduate and graduate students. In our industry, it is standard to start events with a safety share, as the health and safety of mine workers and our colleagues is always first in our minds. I've invited senior Thomas Huddleston to give a safety share to the group tonight, but I need to make sure he's made it online because I know he was running from a lab to this award ceremony. Thomas, are you there?
Yep, I was able to get back in time.
All right, please go ahead with your safety share.
Yeah, so good evening, everybody. So I figured tonight, kicking everything off with us seniors getting ready to go on to full-time jobs or pretty much anywhere. I'm not sure who else we have here, but whatever summer internships are going to start up in the not too distant future. Figured I'd share something that happened to me the first time that I ever took a summer internship in a quarry. So I was getting task trained on a haul truck at the Luckstone Granite Quarry in Powhatan, Virginia. And I had been a co-op in the mining engineering department before, and I'd had a little bit of field experience, but this was my first day, actually doing operations. And I was riding along in the buddy seat of this haul truck, and we were coming up to the crusher, and we have to pass under a conveyor in order to get to the crusher where they're conveying material up from the primary to the plant. And I looked up at one of the transfer boxes and I thought to myself, it looks like there's smoke coming out of the transfer box. And I looked at it for a second and thought, no, it's probably just dust. I'm sure transfer boxes get dusty all the time. It was the summer in Virginia, it was dry. Rock was reasonably dusty, so I didn't say anything. So we dumped our load, went back down in the pit and got loaded. About the time we were coming out of the pit again, the jaw operator came across and said that there was a fault on the conveyor and that he was going to check it out. Well, about the time we got up to the crusher, there were pickup trucks driving down from every direction, and people were trying to put out a fire in the transfer box. What I had seen was actually electrical smoke, which is why I mistook it for dust, because it, didn't look like black smoke. And so, I was the new guy. I was afraid to, say something. I just thought, must be dust. It probably does that all the time. And, it's easy to do that when you're the new person in an operation or new person in a job somewhere, or, if you're just, the low guy on the totem pole. But, it wouldn't have been 5 seconds for me to tell the guy that I was riding with, does that normally look like that? Is that smoke or is that dust? And, he could have hopped on the radio and asked the jaw operator to go look at it and, probably wouldn't have had, 3 guys with fire extinguishers up there trying to put out an electrical fire. So, that's my safety share for this evening. Really, everybody says it all the time, but if you see something, say something, because, worst case scenario, there's nothing wrong. And they're just going to tell you, yeah, it does that all the time. But, best case scenario, you really prevent something serious from happening. So I'll leave everybody with that to start off the evening.
Thanks, Thomas. And I realized that in my eagerness to start, I didn't even introduce myself, maybe because I'm also a new guy. I'm the new department head in the department. My name is Cray Luxbacher, and I'm also the Charles T. Holland Professor of Mining Engineering. Next up, I wanted to briefly acknowledge the members of our advisory board. Many of them are watching tonight, and they take great interest in our students. This group of prominent alumni meets at least twice annually and are incredibly generous with their time, talents, and resources. Many of them are associated with the scholarships we are awarding tonight. Their companies are important employers, and we are regularly soliciting their input around our curriculum and our programs. We sincerely appreciate their service. In a previously recorded video, our outgoing chair, Brian Smith of Whetstone, has a message from the board to our students. Michelle's going to roll that video for us. I'll give her just a moment.
Hello, I'm Brian Smith. On behalf of the advisory board, I'd like to express how excited we are that you are now a mining engineer. Mining engineering is all about overcoming challenges, making the world a better place compared to what you found or what you had to deal with, exceeding people's expectations, and accomplishing things that people may think are unaccomplishable. I think you've demonstrated this over the past year or year and a half of overcoming things that many people thought could not be accomplished during this period. So my hat's off to you for persevering and proving yourself as a true mining engineer and reaching your goal. I'm excited to see where your next goal takes you and what you can do for this world in the future. So thank you very much for your commitment to mining engineering.
Thanks, Brian. You've been a great friend to our department and very helpful as chair for the past 3 years. As we move into the scholarships and awards, what I'd like to ask the students to do is to turn off their cameras and turn them on as they receive awards so that we can highlight those students that are receiving awards. Please also feel free to use your virtual applause reactions liberally. Dr. Aaron Noble, Associate Professor, will now award our corporate scholarships.
All right, thank you, Cray. Tonight, we will be recognizing nearly $100,000 in scholarship funds awarded through the generosity of many individuals and organizations. We have a number of mining industry partners who fund scholarships for our students annually through generous donations. Our mining industry partners include the Mosaic Company, Bratton Engineering, the Massey Foundation, Luckstone, Komatsu, Martin Marietta, Pascal Associates, Newmont, Vulcan Materials, Malian Mining and Construction, and Kennametal. I would particularly like to acknowledge Morgan Massey, who has generously supported many programs and students in our department for years. Morgan was a good friend, and he passed away in March, leaving a strong legacy in mining education and research. Our mining industry partner scholarship winners this year are Allison McFarland, Christopher Griffin, David Kelly, Emily Peace, Hallie Landmesser, Joshua Chadwick, Justin Hartman, Justin Spates, Liam Murphy, Mark Slawski, Nathaniel Anderson, Patrick Barkett, Riley Wilson, Seth Holzman, Sydney Wilson, and Thomas Huddleston. We are grateful for our mining industry partners. These partners and their corporate values closely align with our own values of leadership, community, technical excellence, and adaptability. I'll turn it back over to Cray.
Thanks, Aaron. Now we move on to scholarships representing individuals or memorials. Many of these scholarships were established by alumni or companies in honor of alumni of this program, and they represent personal investments in our students. The Paul S. Barbary scholarships are awarded to Ashley Woodward, Avery Ream, Bryce McIntyre, Cole Cagios, Dylan Jennings, Dylan Mansell, Ethan Boutwell, and Mason Tincher. Paul Barbary was a member of the class of 1959 and had an extremely successful career. 5 years after earning his BS from our department, he graduated from law school and quickly made partner. In 1990, he was named a distinguished alumnus of our department and also served on our advisory board. Next is the Billings Memorial Scholarship in honor of George Billings. The Billings Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Bryce Burmaster, Bryce McIntyre, Cole Cagios, David Alexander, Dylan Mansell, and Joshua Arnold. George was a member of the class of 1953 and a veteran of the Korean War. He worked for 40 years with Columbia Gas and was vice president and CEO of Columbia Coal. In 1989, he was recognized as a distinguished alumnus of our department. Our next scholarship is the Richard B. Bolin Scholarship, and it is awarded to Christopher Kesey. It's a real treat for me to award this scholarship because as a student in 2002, I had the Bolin Scholarship. Dick Bolin is an alumnus from 1970, and in 1997, he was recognized as a distinguished alumnus of our department. Additionally, he was a founding member of our advisory board. Before founding his own company, DB Mining Services, he served in a number of jobs, including as vice president of Anchor Coal. Congrats, Chris. The AP Boxley Scholarship is awarded to Rice McIntyre, Danielle Gable, and Dylan Jennings. Alfonso Boxley was a 1931 alumnus of this department, who started his career as an engineering helper and then rose through the ranks to become president of Eastern Associated Coal. He also helped introduce longwall mining with self-advancing roof supports. In 1986, he was recognized as a distinguished alumnus of our department. The Buckland Family Scholarship goes to Baxter Jones, Brandon Haroldson, Bryce McIntyre, Sarah Price. Buck, as he was known to friends, was a proud Hokie from the class of 1959, and his two brothers also graduated from this department, one in 1954 and one in 1962. He was recognized as a distinguished alumnus of our department in 1990. Sadly, Buck passed away this March. He had a long and distinguished career in the coal industry, including as VP of Engineering with A.T. Massey Coal Company, but also with North American Coal, Wheeling Pittsburgh Steel, and for many years following his retirement from Massey as an independent consultant. He was a regular attendee of our spring awards banquet, and we miss him this year. The Philip D.S. Farley Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Joshua Arnold, Neumann Choibet, Owen Baquero, and Tyler Spencer. Philip Farley graduated from our department and was a mining engineer with Lafarge Aggregates at the Three Rivers Quarry in Smithland, Kentucky. His father has generously established the scholarship in his memory. Congratulations. The James L. Gilley Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Bryce Burmaster, Christopher Griffin, Maverick Liebel, Nicholas Pafunda. James Gilley was a member of the class of 1927. He was a mine foreman with Consolidated Coal Company in Coalwood, West Virginia, where he worked with Homer Hickam Sr. This endowment in his honor has been providing scholarships since 1983. Next up is the Christopher Haycox Memorial Scholarship, and it is awarded to Emily Peace and Kelly Hobald. Chris has his name on 3 different scholarships and awards this evening. He was a faculty member in our department from 1969 to 2002. Chris was born in Malta and spent his early years in England and Scotland during World War II. He went to East Africa as a young boy and returned to England to attend college at the Camborne School of Mines. His PhD was from the Missouri School of Mines, and prior to joining our faculty, He worked for De Beers Diamonds, an Anglo-American corporation in South Africa. We're happy to honor him with these scholarships in his memory, and I'll tell you a little more about Chris later. Now for the Markham Scholarship. We have a pre-recorded message from Ronnie Markham, class of 1970, past chair of our advisory board, and a distinguished alumnus in the department. He is now retired following a long, successful career with Consol. He's an avid golfer and VT football fan, and we get to see lots of him around the department. Give Michelle a moment to roll the video. There it goes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ronnie Markham. I'm a 1970 graduate of the Virginia Tech Mining Department. I've been a longtime supporter of the department, having served on the advisory board for many years. I'm so sorry we couldn't get together tonight for the awards ceremony. It's always something we look forward to every year, but this COVID pandemic has put another screw in it this year. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. I think as more and more people get vaccinated, we're going to be able to do these things again in the future. Anyway, I'm proud to announce this evening this year's recipient of the Markham Scholarship, and that goes to Ashley Woodard. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Ashley yet in person, and hope to do that at some point in time, but I've reviewed her resume and it is so impressive. She has been an outstanding leader and student here at Virginia Tech, and also a leader in the Corps of Cadets, which I think is just fantastic. She has also been a great ambassador for the department, having helped do some work with incoming freshmen, and I think that's to her credit. My wife Faye and I couldn't be more proud to have Ashley be this year's recipient of the Markham Scholarship. She is very deserving of this scholarship, and hopefully we'll get to meet her personally before she leaves Virginia Tech. So I hope everyone has a very good evening. We're going to do this as video, but it's still impressive, and we're going to get it done. So good evening, everyone, and go Hokies.
Thanks to Ronnie and Faye for their support. Now our Charles Phillips Memorial Scholarship winners. First, I'd like to see Ashley. Ashley, I don't know if you turned your camera on while Ronnie was talking. There we go. Now for our Charles Phillips Memorial Scholarship winners. They are Mark Slawowski and Nathan Yamans. Charles Phillips served in the Navy in the Pacific during World War II and then came here for school. Following his graduation in 1950, he had a distinguished career at Kaiser Aluminum, overseeing bauxite mining in Jamaica for many years. Not a bad spot for a mining engineer. Then moving to New Orleans and Baton Rouge to supervise hazardous waste site remediation. In 2009, the scholarship was established in his memory. Next is our T.C. Shelton Jr. Memorial Scholarship. The winners of this scholarship are Joshua Arnold, Brandon Malik, and Mark Slawowski. Congratulations. Professor Shelton served on the faculty from the late 1950s to the mid 1970s. His area of specialization was coal mine health and safety. He also served as VPI, as it was known at the time, First Health and Safety Officer. Next up are our mining engineering scholarships. These scholarships recognize many of our alumni and friends who give throughout the year. No doubt many of you are watching. These gifts allow us to fund multiple scholarships, and we are so grateful for every donation we receive. This year's recipients of the mining engineering scholarships are Brandon Malik, Bryce Burmaster, and Owen Potts. Congratulations. I'll pass the next part of our program to my colleague, Emily Sarver, Associate Professor.
Thank you, Cray. Hi, everyone. I'm so glad that you're here and to be joining you tonight for this. It's really my pleasure to award the regional and national level scholarships that our students compete for. And first, I would like to award the WWAMI scholarships. So WWAMI is the Women's Auxiliary of the AIME and an organization that's now over 100 years old, and it's widely recognized as one of the most generous organizations in terms of awarding mining engineering scholarships to both graduate and undergraduate students. And like Cray, I remember being a student and receiving the very generous support from WWAMI. And so it's really an honor to see now our students getting these awards. We're really lucky to have an active WWAMI partnership here in our region, which includes Ms. Susan Hardwood, Lydia Hull, Carol Trutt, Kim Adele, Vivian Carwius, and Margaret Bays. The WWAMI scholarship recipients for tonight are Joshua Arnold, Manuel Daza, Richard Bishop, Bryce Burmaster, Jonathan Gonzalez, Brandon Haroldson, Kelly Hallbold, Lizeth Jaramillo, Dylan Jennings, Baxter Jones, David Kelly, Scott Cormer, Haley Landmesser, Jihao Lee, Wei Liu, Bryce McIntyre, Nicholas Rencher, Nestor Santa, Chad Seacrest, Aman Sani, Justin Spates, and Yu Tian Ting. Congratulations, guys. Our students were quite successful in their rigorous national competitions for the SME scholarships this year as well. The Society for Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration is the primary professional society for all mining engineers. The winner of the SME Coal and Energy Division scholarship this year was Baxter Jones. The winner of the John Kaminsky Memorial Scholarship from the SME Pennsylvania Anthracite section is Allie McFarland. Next, the Central Appalachian section for SME has also awarded scholarships this year, and the winners are Christopher Griffin, Cole Cagios, David Alexander, and Patrick Barquette. And we sincerely appreciate WWAMI and SME national and local sections and the significant benefit that they provide to our students. Before we move on to the awards portion of the program this evening, we would also like to recognize our most recent inductees into Mu Nu Gamma. Mu Nu Gamma, the new and current Mu Nu Gamma members are, for the seniors, Nathan Humans, David Kelly, and Allie McFarland. And the juniors are Dylan Jennings, Seth Holzman, Justin Hartman, Ashley Woodward, and Bryce McIntyre. For the sophomore class, there's Cole Cagios, Garrick Ellie, Julie Martz, Christopher Kesey, and Daniel Sweeney. Most engineering disciplines have some type of honorary fraternity to recognize the brightest and the best students in that particular field. Up until 2011, nothing like this really existed for mining engineers. However, through the efforts of G.T. Lineberry at the University of Kentucky, Mu Nu Gamma, or MNG, was created as an official honorary fraternity for mining engineering students. The first inductees came from the University of Kentucky in 2011, and Virginia Tech established the second chapter of Mu Nu Gamma in 2012, and they're advised by Dr. Eric Westman. Students who accept this award will be recognized with an honor cord to be worn at commencement, and cords are provided just before graduation. So with that, I'd just like to congratulate everyone again, and I'm going to turn it back over to Aaron.
Thanks, Emily. Before we move on to the individual awards, we would like to recognize one of our design teams. Our mine design team took third place at the SME NSSGA 2021 design competition team, and the members are Justin Hartman, Thomas Huddleston, Baxter Jones, David Kelly, Allison McFarland, and Sarah Price. Our design team usually travels to SME and are sequestered in a hotel for the second phase of the competition. This is something I certainly enjoyed when I was a student and was stuck in a hotel room for 3 days straight. This year, though, they found themselves sequestered in separate rooms of one of our research laboratories for the weekend, and of course, making use of Zoom. They were advised by Assistant Professor Dr. Wensai Zhang.
Thanks, Erin. Next are our undergraduate awards. Our undergraduate awards have been chosen by the faculty to recognize our most outstanding students. Most of these awards are designed to recognize those students who are about to complete their degree requirements. The 2 awards are designated for outstanding students in the sophomore and junior class, and I would like to begin with these. The Haycox Award, another Haycox Award, is presented to the outstanding member of the sophomore class. Chris Haycox served on the faculty in this department again from 1969 to 2002. The Haycox Award goes to Jacques Brown. Dr. Haycox, there he is, was the first mining professor I ever met, and truly a character and a delight to be around. He also incidentally advised Dr. Westman's PhD. He lived in London when it was heavily bombed in the early stages of World War II, and as I mentioned, he later moved to Africa. Prior to graduate school, working for De Beers Mining. He also started our mucking team and was its first coach and advisor in the mid-1990s. Our next award is the Agricola Award, and it's presented to the outstanding member of the junior class. This year's Agricola Award winner is Ashley Woodward. Congratulations, Ashley. Georgius Agricola is considered by many to be the founder of geology as a discipline. He's generally viewed as the first to study the earth and its rocks and minerals in a systematic way. In 1556, he wrote De Re Metallica, and almost every mining engineer I know owns a copy. It was the authoritative mining text for nearly 200 years following its publication. And it was still relevant in the early 1900s when it was translated by a mining engineer named Herbert Hoover, also 31st president of the US, and his wife. Now to honor our seniors. I'm so proud of what all of our students have achieved during this challenging year. They have found the motivation to attend countless hours of class on Zoom, develop innovative designs inside and outside of class remotely, and they have even secured their permanent jobs and internships online. I'm sure this isn't the senior year you envisioned, but I'm convinced you've learned how to accomplish your job under very challenging conditions, and you are very resilient and well prepared for what the future holds. I would like to also invite these students to say a little something about themselves after we award their awards. Please tell us where you're from and where you plan to go to work, or a favorite memory from Virginia Tech. Our first award is the Academic Achievement Award, which goes to the graduating senior with the highest grade point average. The Academic Achievement Award goes to Nathan Yeomans.
Hello, so I'm Nathan Yeomans. So I'm originally from Alexandria, Virginia, up in Nova. And after graduating, I will be actually staying in school for a little bit. I'll be doing grad school, and I'll be having Aaron Noble as my advisor. So I'm looking forward to that.
Congratulations, Nathan, and we're glad to be keeping you around. Next is the Nicholas T. Kamisha Award. Nicholas Kamisha received his degree from this department in 1938. He had a long career in the coal industry, rising up through the ranks with the Island Creek Coal Company and with Pittston Coal Company. He ultimately became president and CEO of Pittston. He was the first recipient of our Distinguished Alumni Award in 1984, and his generosity helped us endow a chaired professorship, which is currently held by Dr. Rohan Yu. The Nicholas T. Kamisha Award goes to Sarah Price.
Hi, I'm Sarah Price. I plan on going to Luckstone after I graduate and being a project manager there. So I'm very excited to start that adventure.
Congratulations, Sarah. Our next award is the William E. Foreman Award. This award is in honor of Bill Foreman, who was a very inventive and creative faculty member that served in this department for many years. And the winner is Jake Goosler. I don't know if Jake is on. There he is.
I'm here. Howdy, I'm Jake, and from Martinsville, which is like an hour and a half away. And when I get done with my time in Virginia Tech, I'll be moving to Roanoke and working for Boxley. You said we could mention like a favorite memory. It's definitely like all the people I got to meet, especially in this department. So thank you.
Congratulations, Jake. Next is our Burkhardt Award. This is named after our first department head, Otto Burkhardt. He served as head of the department from its creation in 1908 until 1938. The Burkhardt Award goes to David Kelly. Because Professor Burkhardt actively advised the student mining chapter during his time as head, the student chapter ultimately honored his memory by adopting his name, thus becoming the Burkhardt Mining Society. David has served as the president of the Burkhardt Mining Society this year, and incidentally, hails from my hometown.
Hey, I'm David Kelly. I am from Bluefield, Virginia, though, the other one. It's after I graduate, I plan to go on to a technical sales position with a company called Amcast. And let's see, favorite memory. So I'm just going to copy Jake and say the people. That's why I got into mine. I just love the type of person who does it. So that's why I'm here, and it was my favorite part.
Congratulations, Davey. Moving on to the Holland Award, Charles Holland served as head of this department from 1948 until 1961. He was renowned not only for serving as head of this department as well as WVU, but also for his groundbreaking work in coal mine pillar design. The Holland-Gaddy formula, which you might remember from class, developed in 1964, is still cited today. And the Holland Award goes to Allison McFarland.
Hi, I'm Allie McFarland. I'm from North Wales, Pennsylvania, which is like outside of Philly area. And after graduation, I will be working for Lehigh Hansen as a construction material sales trainee outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And my favorite memory has to be all of the camping trips that we have gone on pre-COVID, obviously. It was just fun getting to meet all of the people in the different classes. And so I guess the same as the other people, getting to know the people.
Congratulations, Allie. Next is the Shelton Award, given in memory of an alumnus and faculty member of this department, Carl Shelton. Professor Shelton served on the faculty from the late 1950s to the mid-1970s. His area of specialization was coal mine health and safety, and he also served as the university's first health and safety officer. This year's winner is Mitchell Crago.
Hello, my name is Mitchell Crago. Originally, I'm from, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, then Arlington, Virginia, now Blacksburg, Virginia, and then after that, wherever work takes me. Best part of my experience as a mining engineer was a chance to do an 8-month co-op with Nutrien. I got to live on my own for quite a while. I learned a lot, and I met a lot of great people, including other VT alum.
Congratulations, Mitch. Our next award is the Lucas Hathaway Charitable Trust Award. Dick Lucas was head of our department from 1961 until 1987, and he had a very personal interest in all of his students. He knew how every student was doing in class, where they were going to work, and he kept up with all these students and former students long after they left Virginia Tech. His caring attitude and concern for the well-being of the department are all things we take into account when we select a recipient for the Lucas Award. Eric and Charlotte Lucas always take great pleasure in choosing a book from Dick's library, especially for the award winner. And they were fascinated with this recipient's career plans and chose accordingly. The recipient of the Lucas Hathaway Charitable Trust Award is Thomas Huddleston. And Thomas, I have a book for you from Dick's library from Eric and Charlotte that I will get to you early next week. I'm looking forward to seeing what they chose.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah, so again, being from the safety share earlier today, but yeah, so I'm from Farmville, Virginia. I don't know if anybody knows where the tiny town of Farmville is, but I'll say, one of my favorite things about the pitch to get people into mining is, it can keep you in your backyard or take you wherever you want to go. And so, for me, I chose to stay in my own backyard. I'm going to, go to work for Kyanite Mining Corporation in Dillwyn, Virginia, and I'm going to be able to see where I grew up from the mine site. So that'll be pretty cool.
Congratulations, Thomas.
Thank you.
In selecting the recipients for our next two awards, the faculty not only look for outstanding academic credentials, but also leadership potential. I'll begin with the Careers in Coal Award. Our very own Stony Barker professor, Dr. Michael Karmas, is a member of the Careers in Coal group. And in a pre-recorded message, he will make this award.
It is my pleasure to present the Careers in Coal Award to the class of 2021. First, few words on the history of this group. While attending the American Mining Congress coal show in 1962, several leaders of the coal industry met informally to discuss the formation of an entity that addresses opportunities, issues, and careers in their industry. A year later, the group formally convened at the 1963 Pittsburgh AMC Coal Show and founded a new organization under the name of Careers in Coal. Among projects undertaken by CI Coal since its inception is the recognition of excellence by individual students in the mining engineering schools at the premier universities serving the coal industry. Each year, a deserving graduating senior is the recipient of a solid brass miner's antique flame lamp, suitably inscribed and commemorating the student's achievement, scholarship abilities, and future career promise. Representing the Careers in Coal organization, it is my pleasure today to recognize this year's recipient, Nathan Yammons. Nathan has been an outstanding student. He's active in the mine rescue team and has been engaged in the undergraduate research in mineral processing. He plans to attend graduate school at Virginia Tech and to join Aaron Noble's research group. Congratulations, Nathan.
Thanks, Mike. And Nathan, I have your lamp right here. I'll get it to you early next week. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's a mine safety lamp, which was historically used to understand if methane levels were high or oxygen levels were low in mines.
Thank you.
Finally, to present the last and most significant of our senior awards, the Old Timers Club Award, we have a message from Michael Quillen of the Old Timers Club. Mike is an alumnus of Virginia Tech's class of 1971, having graduated with a master's degree from the VIA Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, but we like to claim him as our own. Mr. Quillen has many years of experience in the coal industry, beginning as an engineer and rising to the senior executive level. He has held positions as president of Pittston Coal Sales Corporation and president and CEO of Addington Incorporated. He currently serves on the board of Martin Marietta Materials and Contura Energy. He has also served as rector of the Virginia Tech Board of Visitors and is the 2020 recipient of the William H. Ruffner Medal, which is the university's highest honor. So here's Mike.
Okay.
Thank you. On behalf of the Old Timers Club, it's a distinct pleasure to represent the organization here tonight and to participate in this awards presentation. Before I convey the award to this year's recipient from Virginia Tech, let me briefly review the history of this prestigious club so that you may appreciate the significant honor associated with the Old Timers Watchman Award. The Old Timers Club was inaugurated on May 1st, 1938 at the American Mining Congress Convention in Cincinnati, Ohio. 9 highly recognized mining executives in the coal industry who were intent on improving the techniques of mining coal organized the Old Timers Club. They drafted bylaws and formally launched the club with a purpose that still prevails today. The purpose of the Old Timers Club shall be to perpetuate friendships formed within the industry and to promote worthy activities directed toward the betterment of mining. In 1946, the club was incorporated in the state of West Virginia and listed the principal objective and purpose as the advancement of engineering knowledge and science in the mining industry. In 1948, the Scholarship Committee was formed to present an annual Chain Watch Award at colleges and universities to an outstanding student in mining engineering who intends to enter the industry. Membership in the club was originally limited to 25 members and later increased over the years. Today, there are 50 active members and 47 retired senior members. From 1949 to the present, the Old Timers Club has awarded 7,748 awards to outstanding engineering students in 21 colleges and universities. At present, the award is made annually at 12 schools across the nation with mining-oriented curriculums. There have been 67 previous recipients of the Old Timers Award at Virginia Tech. This year's recipient of the Old Timers Watchman Award in the Mining Engineering Department at Virginia Tech is David Kelly. David, president of the Burkhart Society and president of the mining competition team. He will be joining AMCAST after graduation. Congratulations, David, and welcome to the fraternity.
Thanks, Mike. And David, I'll catch up with you early next week as I have your gold pocket watch from the Old Timers Club. Next, my colleague, Professor Eric Westman, will present our graduate awards.
Thanks, Craig. We've recognized our outstanding undergraduates, and we're so thankful for that cohort of undergraduate students. But additionally, we have a very strong cohort of graduate students led by our faculty members on master's and PhD studies. And so it's an outstanding opportunity to recognize their hard work this evening as well. As we present our graduate student awards, I begin with some fellowships that are provided by the College of Engineering through generous endowments from Virginia Tech engineering alumni. The students who are receiving these have been selected by our graduate committee based on their qualifications. The recipient of the Davenport Fellowship is Mehdi Javid. Mehdi is advised on a PhD by Dr. Bahare Nojabai. Congratulations, Mehdi. Next, the recipients of the Pratt Fellowships are Lizeth Jaramillo, Manuel Barros, Ruchang Guo, Scott Cormer, and Yun Tiang Tong. Congratulations. Then we move on to the Watts Fellowship. The recipients of the Watts Fellowship this year is Tommy LaRochelle, who's a PhD candidate advised by Dr. Aaron Noble. Congratulations, Tommy. Next is the Barbary Award. We are pleased to present this year's Barbary Award to Hongshang Wang, a PhD candidate advised by Dr. Cheng Chen. As we heard several years ago, Paul Barbary, class of 1959, graciously established an endowment to assist us with our graduate program. Rather than honoring a student near the end of his or her studies, we decided to use the Barbary Award to support a graduate student near the beginning of their studies so that it would help defray the expenses of graduate school. We'll move on. The next is our Haycox Teaching Award. Chris Haycox was a gifted teacher. This award was voted on by the undergraduates in courses that were taught by graduate students. The winner this year is Manuel Barostaza, a PhD candidate advised by Dr. Luxbacher. Congratulations, Manuel. Manuel was instructor of record for our ventilation lab and assisted with our power systems and automation course also. The final graduate student award, the most prestigious, is the Outstanding PhD Award. This year, this award goes to Dr. Fengshuang Du. Dr. Du has completed her PhD under the guidance of Dr. Bahare Nojabai. Congratulations, Dr. Du. Cray, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. As you were talking, I realized that I forgot to provide you with one name, and I'm glad I remembered it. We also have a scholar in this department, a master's student, who's funded with a very prestigious scholarship from the College of Engineering. And that's Lexi Russell, who is our New Horizons Scholar. That means she receives a multi-year scholarship from the college. Congratulations, Lexi. That concludes most of the awards portion of our ceremony. We are so grateful for the many people who support our students with their time and their generosity. And I'd love for all of our students to turn their cameras back on and give everyone a wave, first of all. We're so proud of you, and we wish we could have seen more of you in person this year, but we're happy to see your faces on the screen. It's now our tradition to leave the last bit of our ceremony to the graduating seniors. So without further ado, I will pass it on to Allie McFarland and David Kelly.
Hello again, everybody. Before we announce our award, I just wanted to say thank you to all of the students for being so involved this semester. I know it was really tough, like being on Zoom, sitting at your desk all the time. I know I definitely didn't want to do it half the time. But we're just really thankful and grateful that you guys really stepped up this year when you really didn't have to. But okay, now I'll pass it off to Davey to announce the award.
Thanks, Allie. Every year, the student body chooses to award one faculty member with the Burkhardt Outstanding Professor Award. We know the faculty had to overcome some real difficulties this year with remote learning, and let me say, we appreciate each and every one of you. Now with that, Allie and I are happy to present the Burkhardt Outstanding Professor Award to Dr. Aaron Noble.
Aaron, would you like to say anything? Feel free.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm just so grateful to be honored by the students. And, you know, every year it's just like, I love teaching you guys. I love seeing you guys in class. This year was especially challenging, but we pushed through it, right? And I think we did a good job. I think you guys all did an excellent job. And I tell you, during the last spring and during the fall, me personally, it was kind of rough at times, but the 2 days a week I got to see the students were the absolute highlights. Just loved it and loved seeing you guys, and just very honored and very humbled by this award. Thank you very much.
Davey and Allie, anything else? All right, I'm happy to take over. To our graduating seniors, I hope you'll accept our warmest congratulations. We are really so proud of you and so excited to see where your careers will take you. And the same goes for our graduate students who are receiving their master's and PhD degrees this semester. Please come back and visit us. We want to see you in our offices face to face. I hope to see some of you next week. I have awards for many of you that I couldn't give you in person today. But with that, I hope you'll have fun tonight and have a little time to celebrate yourselves. You've really accomplished so much. Congratulations again, and good night.